Your energy levels are at the lowest they've ever been. Make space for grace. Welcome back. It's your boy DG from DG Mindset. This is a. I feel like we need to touch on this topic. I feel like at some point along our journey, every single human being has dealt with this. How do I deal with having a broken heart? I've been there. I've had my heart broken a couple times. Let's get ready to dive in it. Before we do, make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe. Maybe we need to share this with somebody who has broken our heart. Let's go ahead and get into it. Having a broken heart, I never will forget. I had someone break my heart when I was a junior in high school, and I was so excited to go hang out with them, right? Because their parents were out of town, and we were going to hang out all week and go do this, go to the movies and everything. And the first day, she invited me over to her house, and she broke up with me. And it was the first real relationship I had ever been in. And not only did she break up with me, but when I was leaving, the guy who she had chose over me was walking in. Right? So you want to talk about the ultimate heartbreak. This is like Jerry Springer, like 2.0. My point of it is this. I went through such a healing process. I was heartbroken. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I never forget we went on a long family trip. All I wanted to do was listen to the saddest songs that I could find. And I went inward, and I didn't realize I was going inward. And the whole point of going inward was to lick the wounds, was to tend to the part of us that had been fractured, that had been broken. Now, being where I'm at on my journey and being happily married for 12 years, I can see why this happened. Because it was the calcination process of burning off an old part of myself that had developed attachment to someone. And here's when I say this, when I say attachment, sometimes we confuse attachment with loving someone. Attachment is what the ego develops in order to validate and find approval of itself. So the ego will say, oh, I love her, oh, I love him. But really what it's really saying, energetically, I'm attached to them because they're the ones who make me enough. They're the ones who make me whole. They're the ones who make me happy. They're the ones who make me feel like I'm worthy. That is what we call attachment. That is not love. Love is the acceptance and seeing that there was no separation between you and this individual. When we have our hearts broken, essentially what has happened is we are seeing the level of attachment that we had to that person because they were going to show us the part of us that we were unaware of. And a lot of people struggle with this concept that everybody is mirroring us. Imagine this. We have this big, huge mirror that we'll call it universal consciousness, right? And it breaks itself off. There's all these shards of glass all over the floor. And let's just say here's my shard of glass that's jagged and just shaped like an S. And here's your piece that's shaped like an L. When I look at you, you will reflect me. And I will see myself, but I don't see myself in the shape of an S. I see myself in the shape of an L. The ego, though, wants you to think that the L is what you are. So it will project onto that L and say, oh, well, I'm not that. That was them. No, you're actually seeing yourself in the shape of the L, meaning you're seeing yourself in their behavior. So this is what projection and reflection was. When someone breaks your heart, they are reflecting back to you the level of attachment and where you had attachment to them that you were not aware of, and they were reflecting it back to you. So this is why I say this, because we can use heartbreak as the catalyst for us to go on a deeper dive and a deeper journey to figuring out who we truly are. So now, when I had my heart broken, I went back unconsciously and I realized this is not what I want in a relationship. There was a couple red flags that I had ignored, but because the ego had developed attachment to this person of validating and making me be enough, now I was ignoring those red flags. So through this heartbreak, it helped me to see, wow, I have to listen to my intuition just a little bit more. I have to trust my gut. I have to go with what the energy is saying in my body when it does not resonate. So understanding that heartbreak is not negative and it's not positive. It's just another way for this universe to use a vessel, a vehicle, a relationship to show us a deeper part of ourselves that we were unaware of. So this is the beauty of having your heart broken sometimes. You can find yourself that much better. Now here's some advice I would give to you if you are heartbroken or you're going through a relationship that has broken your heart. Your energy levels are at the lowest they've ever been. It's important that you make space for grace. And what that means is allowing yourself to grieve, allowing yourself to let the lower energies out. Whatever it is, giving yourself that space and telling yourself, this too shall pass. And when you get to a state of awareness that you feel like I can start to move on a little bit, ask yourself this question: what did this teach me about myself? What am I more aware of about myself, whether it's developing attachments, my perspective of myself or of relationships? What have I learned more through this experience? When you can answer that, and then you can answer the second question of what would I do differently if I could go back, you will see that this moment, this relationship that broke your heart was actually meant to teach you just a little bit more about yourself. So you'll see that you having your heart broken is actually the gateway, the catalyst, the portal to you finding and repairing your heart so you could see truly what you truly were and attracting a mate, a partner, a spouse that would resonate at the same frequency from your wholeness. If this resonates with you, if this has helped you in any way, please let us know in the comments. Make sure you share this with somebody. You see all the links below. You know where to find us. And continue on your journey. Do not let the heartbreak stop you from finding out more about yourself. It's actually working for you. It didn't happen to you. It happened for you. And until next time, be good.